The Other Side, Book 1, The Quiet Within. A quiet village, a hidden stone, and the beginning of a prophecy. Long ago, deep in a forest older than any map, there was a quiet village. Tall trees grew like towers. Their branches were thick with moss, their roots twisted around ancient stones. In this forest, the trees could feel, they could listen, they could remember. And in a little home near the edge of the village lived two sisters, Yasmin and Leya. They lived with their mother Beeda, their father Henna, and a large black wolf who never left their side. Every day in the forest was an adventure. Leya, the younger sister, helped her mother clean the home and gather herbs from the garden. She loved to explore the edge of the trees. Sometimes she picked flowers that glowed softly. Other times she found mushrooms that hummed when the wind blew. Yasmin, the older sister, was quiet and strong. That morning she had gone into the woods with Henna. They had hunted a wild boar and together they brought it back. Yasmin helped clean the meat. Her hands were messy, but she didn't mind. She wanted to learn everything her father knew. The black wolf watched them from beside the house. Its eyes were golden and wise. It almost never blinked. It always listened. The village was peaceful. The air smelled like pine and smoke. The trees swayed gently above the rooftops. But something was beginning to change. That night, the family sat around a small fire. Beeda sang an old song. The wolf curled up next to the girls. As they drifted to sleep, something in the trees above them shimmered, not light, not sound, something the trees themselves were whispering. Henna, still awake, looked into the trees. The wolf lifted its head. The forest was listening.
The forest did not greet the day. It tolerated it. Light filtered in reluctantly through dense canopy, as if every golden thread of sun had to negotiate its way through layers of green and shadow. In the inner wood, nothing moved quickly, except secrets. They slid between branches like smoke and curled around roots that remembered more than men ever would. A small village breathed within the trees. No walls, no gates. Only dwellings woven from bark and bone, hidden in plain sight. One such home lay nestled near a moss-choked ridge, its chimney releasing thin trails of smoke into the cool air. The scent of drying herbs, wet earth, and simmering broth hung heavy within. Inside, Beeda Velmara moved without sound. Her hands, calloused and sure, ground dried roots against a stone board. Her braid swung like a vine as she leaned over a boiling pot. She had dreamed of vines again. Behind her, the black wolf stirred. Its golden eyes opened slowly, not with alarm, but with awareness. It watched Beeda, then the door, then the glowing hearth. It missed nothing. It never did. From outside came the quiet tread of boots on moss. She stepped into the hut. Her hair was pulled back in a loose tie, damp from mist. A sling of roots hung across one shoulder, and in her hand she held something black and limp. A bird. Beeda looked up.
Dead. No wound, no blood, just still. Place it by the stones.
Yasmin moved with the grace of someone twice her age. controlled, quiet. A girl raised in the shadow of old trees and older truths. The wolf shifted slightly, following her movement with those golden eyes. There were no flies, no rot. The bird looked untouched. Beeda's fingers tightened momentarily around the rim of her bowl. Moments later, Leya rolled from her furs with a groggy yawn.
Did I miss breakfast? You missed silence.
The wolf blinked slowly, almost amused. Leya stood, stretching with elbows sharp and limbs still untamed.
I dreamed of a tree that could speak.
Beeda offered a faint smile.
Then perhaps it has something to say.
Outside, the forest was already awake. Villagers moved through the mist like gentle ghosts. Children carried water. An old man knelt at a root pile. Birds made no sound. Henna Velmara returned from the ridge with meat slung over his shoulder, his face unreadable, as always. He exchanged only a glance with Beeda as he passed, then hung the catch near the drying rack.
I'll go with him.
She followed him back outside. The hours passed as they always did, slow and filled with small tasks. And yet, something was different. A weight in the air, a vibration beneath the moss. Leya asked more questions than usual. The wolf paced near the edge of the village without reason. Beeda's dreams returned like hunger, and Yasmin kept staring toward the trees. That evening, after the meat had been packed in salt root and ash, Yasmin wandered alone. Leya had fallen asleep, curled beside the wolf. Henna sharpened bone hooks by the fire. Beeda pressed herbs into bundles, not speaking. Yasmin walked into the trees. She wasn't sure where she was going, only that something was calling, not in sound, not in language, but in pressure, like gravity pulling her heart. She came to a tree older than thought. Its roots were wide and deep, a throne of gnarled limbs and earth-sunken stone. And there it was, half buried in moss, a black stone, no bigger than her palm, smooth, warm, waiting. She crouched, reached, paused. Then she touched it. The forest exhaled. Leaves shifted without wind. Birdsong died mid-note. The mist rippled. And somewhere, high above, in the canopy no one climbed, something stirred.